my game down a little bit so I can hear. Just gonna talk a bit about the big elephant in the room. I've been very vocal about my thoughts on the Avengers Doomsday AI leaks, and particularly of how ridiculous I think a lot of them have been. Apologies, I got caught up or something. Yeah, I want to talk a bit about this this trailer that's been, well, leaked, and just a little bit about my thoughts on the marketing for the movie, because I'm not going to lie, considering this is the film I've been the most excited for since Endgame, realistically. You know, I haven't been this excited for a movie since Endgame, and the marketing for it is weird. I'm gonna be honest, it's weird. I'm not saying I don't like it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna pretend that I'm massively thrilled with it. Now, before anyone suggests anything, the trailer. This is a live stream. Obviously, I'm not going to show the trailer. I am going to describe it because I have seen it. And for anyone who doesn't want any sort of, you know, if this is real, and you don't want a single hint as to what's going to happen in Doomsday, click off. I will not be offended. I do want to talk about it because of the fact that, you know, I love these films. I've loved these films since I was a kid. I wanna chat about it. And the big thing that I'm gonna talk about is Chris Evans being brought in return. And the reason why I'm actually convinced this could be real. Now I might be mugged off, and I might, you know, it might be another leak, another host to generate, you know, clickbait. But the quality of the trailer is slightly above. Well, this is going to sound insulting. I don't mean it in an insulting way. It looks more advanced than what AI can bring, and unfortunately, AI has gotten to the point where it can produce extremely realistic video footage, and it's actually quite excuse my language, but it's fucking disgusting. I don't like to swear, but it is something that has been really doing my head in for quite a long time. So. You know, this is the first time where I'm actually kind of buying it. It could very well be real, yeah, or it could be a load of BS. I don't know. I really don't know. I hope. I actually kind of hope. I don't have a hope. I don't have a hope. Really, I don't have a hope. I'm a bit disappointed with the way that these trailers are being distributed. First of all, none of them are being released online. Otherwise, this whole thing was talking about what actually is shown in the trailer. And second of all, these trailers are going to be really expensive to actually see. And I don't even think it's a guarantee if each trailer is being shown across the world. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's being shown locally where I live. And the fact that it's going to be a different trailer each week means that no matter what, you're going to miss out on stuff, which I'm genuinely quite upset by. I mean, it doesn't change my excitement for the movie, don't get me wrong. This is still the movie that I'm most excited for. The most excited for I've been for a film since Endgame. And I've seen a lot of movies since Endgame, and I've loved them. Some I've loved almost as much as Endgame. Others, you know, they're on like top 5 favourite MCU films, especially some of the ones that have come out in recent years. I'm not saying all of them, but you know, I've got at least 5, which in my opinion are the best ones we've seen since Endgame. And the fact that it's such a... Now, I also want to point out, I get it. I do, from a business point, I get it, because they want to advertise this movie early. Bearing in mind with Star Wars, when Star Wars The Force Awakens came out, the first trailer for that actually released a year before the film even released. So it's nothing new. I think it's the first time for Marvel in particular wanting to start marketing something a year in advance. Doomsday has been quite the traction this year. So really, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at all by you know, the amount of traction and hype Avengers Doomsday is getting. You know, we have the cast announcement in March. We have you know, we had confirmation of the Avengers lineup recently, with Loki actually being on the main Avengers team. You know, we've had Ryan Reynolds got hints of returning as Deadpool at some point. All of these different hints and teasers and all these things which has just generated so much hype. Unfortunately, a lot of it is BS, the AI stuff, which is why I'm on the fence. But at the same time, there were things that were shown in that little teaser that, in my eyes, would look far too specific for an AI plot. For example, the shot of Captain America, or sorry, the shot of Steve Rogers. I'm gonna get a little hate for that. I don't really care. Sam is currently Captain America, like little lump it, as I said. They showed Steve picking up his Endgame final battle suit. Without the shield, but the suit looked... It looked like they just pulled it straight from the Endgame costume department. So, really, I'm inclined... It was that sort of convinced me to believe it was. Obviously, it's a leak, so the quality is going to be, well, abysmal. It just ended with Steve Rogers will return in Avengers Doomsday with the classic Alan Silvestri Avengers score. It was a great indicator as to what, you know, obviously Steve has a son, which isn't really, you know, it's not really that much of a stretch given the fact that we know in the Winter Soldier, Peggy has a kid.
Superhero
I know there's different, you know, responses to the timeline stuff, but at the same time, I do think that there is some sort of ground to be had there where, you know, maybe it's of an alternate timeline where they did have kids. I don't know. I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding what actually happened with Steve at the end of Endgame. I know a lot of people, one of my closest friends from sixth form had this discussion with me. She actually didn't like the end. I'm kind of diverging here, but at the same time, the trailer gives indications as to what happened at the end of Endgame, which, in my opinion, is something that, you know, it does bear thinking about. It does bear questioning, you know, what did happen when Steve Rogers returned back in time and returned the Infinity Stones. However, I do just want to think about the fact that there is every chance that it could be fake. You know, and I hate to admit it, but these AI-loving kids who are desperate for clicks, desperate for views, desperate for, you know, stealing the intellectual design of these people and creating their own sloppy, unoriginal prompts. They're scum. I hate them. I genuinely hate people that use AI for news coverage. I hate them. They disgust me. I think they are thieving, unoriginal, scummy bastards. And excuse my language there, but I genuinely hate them with a passion. This is coming from someone who is an art student, well, a drama student, but, you know, creative art, performing art, all that kind of stuff, and the threat of AI You know, I hate them. I absolutely despise what AI has done to the world. You know, that's going to be my controversial opinion. So I know people say, you've got to get rid of time, you've got to blah, 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 blah. I don't care. I genuinely could not give a shit. I hate, absolutely hate what AI design has done. When it comes to creativity, it's dying. Creativity is actually dying in AI, and it makes me sick. It makes me sick. So the fact that I'm now genuinely not sure if this is just a leak, or if it is actually the trailer. If it is the trailer, then I'm going to admit my hype levels have exponentially increased. Steve Rogers is he's one of my favourite characters in the franchise. You know, him and Tony, Peter Parker, Thor, Matt Murdock, Daredevil, Punisher, you know, all in 1 year as well. To see all those, all like basically years, all those characters in one movie, you know, it'll feel like the Infinity Saga all over again. Wolverine as well, if he's in it. I know he's getting a game next year. Hugh Jackman's not in Doomsday. I'm still getting my Wolverine fix from X-Men 97 Season 2 and the Wolverine game. So, you know, I'm not going to complain. Wolverine is in for another big year, regardless of whether Hugh Jackman is or not. Such what he is, Hugh Jackman, but at the same time I'm not going to be upset if he's not in Doomsday, but it's instead. So, with that being said, I do want to talk about, you know, just things from the trailer that in my eyes stood out. Number one, the Avengers story. Now you're probably thinking, Tom, obviously, the Avengers story is going to be in it. But there's something I can't quite put into words about what it actually means to hear again. Because since Endgame, we've only ever heard like soft motifs of the Avengers story in other productions. You know, we've heard it in WandaVision, in Far From Home, Black Widow, you know, we've seen the trailer knocking about, and it's cool. It's amazing. I love the Avengers story, but to get it in a movie again, it kind of hits different. You know, it doesn't just feel like an homage to the Avengers. It's the Avengers returning in one of the highest degrees that one could possibly wish for, and you know, it meant a lot to hear. I do believe that the music is the work of Alan Silvestri. It's a much slower rendition, much darker in tone, you know, it kind of gave that feeling something sinister and something, you know, maniacal was going to come, and I'm pretty sure it will, you know, like I'm pretty sure that it's going to be an absolute bloodbath of a, you know, of a movie. Hopefully we don't see like the death of Steve Rogers if he is in it, if this trailer is real. Again, I'm taking all of it with a pinch of salt. At the same time, the one thing I'm kind of doubting with this trailer, with it being real, if Chris Evans is black, wouldn't it make more sense to just show him in the movie and market it as the age of the new Avengers, and then bring back all the old ones in the film, and I know maybe you're thinking, well, they don't want to do that because they did the Deadpool and Wolverine, where Chris Evans was like as well as the Human Torch, and I'm like, I completely get that, but I just think that Captain America, bearing in mind his, you know, he is effectively one of Marvel's main characters. Particularly, you know, he was the co-lead of the Infinity Saga. You know, maybe you know, supporting him after Tony Stark, but at the same time, it was those two that led to the Infinity Saga. You know, from Iron Man to Endgame, you have the Captain America trilogy, the Iron Man trilogy, and the Thor one as well. So Thor was a massive part, and I do believe Thor will likely be in for a big role in this movie. Hopefully,
okay, I'm just saying that my superpower.
Yeah, I'm the X-Men. Because this is the Doctor Doom story, and Doctor Doom is the leading villain of the Fantastic Four. So, you know, I'm kind of hoping that we get a bit more like balance But I do expect it to be an Avengers story at heart. You know, bringing back the first villain to team up with the Avengers to stop something that will be much far dangerous than himself. I completely see it. So with that being said, I genuinely think that this is going to be a it's going to be a story that gets people talking. You know, and particularly with the return of, well, I'd say return of most of the original films. Obviously, RDJ playing Doom. There's no word on whether or not Iron Man is actually going to be in the film, and if so, they have a bloody hard job ahead of him writing it in. I think it's possible. It might be that he puts himself into the flashback, in the comic book, well, not the flashback, the AI. Hopefully, Vision Quest to give a bit of context into that. If Tony did programming positively to an AI, I think it'd be really good if he did. You know, I think it would be a great.
Sure, take my car.
I think it would be great if he did. I just think it'd be awesome if you know we got Tony Stark back as well against Doctor Doom. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of leave it. We need someone to speak it more. This film's big enough as it is. And I want the X-Men to get, I want Cyclops to get his redemption, I want Magneto to get a good, you know, good moment. I want Professor X to go out with a bang, given that this could be Patrick Stewart's final film. There's so much I want to see from this film, and I don't want all of it to be nostalgia based, because as much as I love the original 6, I have other characters that I love as well, you know, like a lot of other characters, so I'd love to see them all kind of get their moment. And I get that sometimes if everyone gets a moment then no one does. I get it, I completely get it. But at the same time, it would be nice to you know, it'd be nice to just see everyone kind of get their time in this film, especially given that it is the beginning of the episode. So the likelihood is we will probably never see, we likely never see Tony and Steve back after this, and it's a shame. You know, it's sad, and at the same time, they have their story. I do hope that the story has a satisfying conclusion in both Doomsday and Secret Wars. And yeah, I think personally it's going to be a huge event. Like I said, I'm not particularly impressed by the whole we're gonna do a trailer every week, need a different one. Bearing in mind, if you want to see every trailer in the cinema, you're gonna have to pay for a movie ticket. And I know there's a couple of movies on at the moment. There's Utopia 2, Avatar coming. Oh, you're gonna have to go see Avatar 4 times. I mean, I would like to see it, but truthfully, I don't want to see it just to watch the trailer. That kind of feels like buying a massive Lego set just for the minifigs. And I know a lot of people do that, but personally, I like to get value out of the set that I'm getting. If I like Avatar, then sure, I'll watch it. But at the same time, I'm also just a uni student. Probably shouldn't be spending 20 quid per ticket 4 times for just myself. You know, like, ideally I want to see it once and not only. Unless it's Endgame, where I will commit to go see it again, given the fact that it's being re-released after 7 years. So it's forcing me to go see it again next September. Yeah, with that being said, I do want to just talk about that. I haven't spoken about it now, but yeah, it's one of those. Like, I'm very passionate about it, and I want the film to be the best one Marvel's ever made. I want it to be the film that people look at and go, Marvel came back hard after quite a couple of years of uncertainty and a lot of disappointment. I want this to be the film that people look at and go, that was incredible. And especially given the almost the comparisons that can be made. You know, the cast remind me of Marvel Ultimate Alliance. You know, if you had a movie with just leading Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Chris Hemsworth, and Hugh Jackman, you've got a premise for an Ultimate Alliance story, and I don't think that even needs to be an Avengers film. I think that should be its own separate thing, you know. But hopefully the Avengers really do get their time to shine, along with everyone else. And the trailer, if it's real, then my hype is gone up. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and
It's pretty small, if it
immediately
is.
call it AI sloth. Because if it is AI, then I'm absolutely furious to say that they've made something remarkable. The unoriginal prick who make AI sloth have actually gone and done something cool, and I do not at any means want to encourage that crap. Because it is just flat out crap, you know. I've sworn a lot in this stream, so I don't want to continue the dirty mouth, but you got to hear what I mean. Like, I hate AI. I absolutely despise it, and the thought of praising it in any way makes me pretty angry. But if this trailer is AI, then it needs to be worried. Because if it's actually being used to make cool stuff, and the thing is, well, with AI is, I personally think most of it looks ass, because of how artificial, how blatantly fake it looks. You know, everything's more glossy, everything's more, you know, CG. It's like, it just doesn't look good. It's almost like you're watching a low budget animation. Excuse me. I had an awful sleep last night, so I am ridiculously tired. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of address that, because I think AI is kind of so bad that if they're actually, you know, some stuff actually coming out with it, then it's a time to panic, you know. But yeah, I really want to see this trailer get released online content. You know, even if it's just a minute-long teaser. I just want to see it get released officially, just to confirm whether or not it is actually real, or if it is just a stupid AI leak. Because I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. I'm torn. I'm very torn. Because if it is real, then holy shit. But at the same time, I'm also here thinking, why? Why are they doing 4 trailers that are theatre exclusive, cinema exclusive, and I don't know. I don't like it. I want to see them. The reason why I don't like it is because I want to see the movie. I want to see it. I don't want to have to pay for Avatar to go see it. And bearing in mind that whilst yes, Marvel and Avatar, Avengers and Avatar both coincide under the Disney umbrella, they are still competitors. They are still competing against each other at the box office. So, you know, I don't really want to see, I don't really want to see them constantly head to head. I don't want to see them like constantly compared to each other. And I feel like, you know, putting an Avengers trailer on top of an Avatar movie kind of feels like you're just egging it on a little bit. I can't both things do that. But yeah, that was going to be it for me for this stream. I feel like I've been much more orthodox than I normally am, but I kind of lost my train of thought towards the end. So I got playing myself there. But with that being said, that is going to be it for me. That is going to be it. Massive thank you for anyone who's watched. Do comment what you think of the trailer, see if it's real, see if it's fake. And also let me know what your thoughts on the possibility of Steve Rogers returning in Avengers Doomsday is, because I love Steve Rogers, so I'm not going to compare with his back. And I'm saying Steve Rogers, not Captain America, because
Like I said, Sam Wilson is Captain America. That is why I'm not just fan of the